John Wayne truly hated him more than anyone. Welcome to Iconic where we peel back the layers of history's most captivating figures. Today, we're diving into the life of a Hollywood legend who harbored a surprising hatred that might just change how you see him. The man, John Wayne, the target of his disdain? Well, stick around because you're in for quite the revelation. John Wayne, an icon of the silver screen, known for his roles as a rugged cowboy and tough law enforcer, held a grudge so deep it colored much of his life and career. But who could have sparked such animosity in one of America's most beloved actors? And why did this feud burn so intensely behind the scenes? Today, we'll uncover the truth behind the Duke's most intense dislike, revealing a side of him rarely seen by the public. Was it a fellow actor, a political figure, or something entirely unexpected? Get ready for some shocking insights. John Wayne, an enduring American icon, is celebrated for his roles in beloved westerns and war films. Yet, how much do we truly understand about him? Tracing his journey from his early days to his peak fame and subsequent controversies, we explore the lesser-known story of John Wayne. Born Marion Robert Morrison in 1907 in Iowa, he relocated to California with his family in 1914. From a young age, Wayne's constant companion was his Airedale dog, Duke. Their bond was so strong they were dubbed Little Duke and Big Duke, coining Wayne's lifelong moniker. During his time at Glendale High School, Wayne shone in both football and theater, initially envisioning a future in football. His impressive play earned him a scholarship with the University of Southern California Trojans. Off the field, he enjoyed the life of a typical surfer at Newport Beach. However, a body surfing mishap in 1926 abruptly halted his football pursuits and wave riding days. The injury led Wayne to exit college, steering him towards the local film industry for employment. His cinema debut was at the Fox Film Corporation, where he began as a prop man, handling furniture and equipment for meager earnings. It was here in 1926 that he also started appearing as an extra in films. John Wayne began his film career as an anonymous Yale football player in the movie Brown of Harvard. He continued to perform in 13 more films without credit until his breakthrough in 1929's Words and Music, where he was listed as Duke Morrison. Around this time, Wayne established a pivotal and lasting relationship with director John Ford. However, it was director Raoul Walsh who truly launched Wayne's career with a significant role in 1930's The Big Trail. In this film, Wayne portrayed Breck Coleman, the courageous leader of a wagon train heading west. Wayne outperformed 81 other actors to land this part. Initially, Walsh proposed the stage name Anthony Wayne for him, but Winfield Sheehan, the head of Fox Studios, objected, saying it sounded too Italian. Instead, Sheehan renamed him John Wayne, a name that would become iconic. Contrary to his rugged on-screen persona, John Wayne was not fond of horses. According to the biography John Wayne, The Life and Legend, Wayne's son Michael was taught to ride by stuntmen rather than by Wayne himself. This fact might surprise many, as Wayne spent a considerable part of his career on horseback. As noted by journalist Gary Wills in a PBS interview, Wayne hated horses, never rode except on the set and never rode when he didn't have to. Despite common beliefs that John Wayne was not comfortable with horses, his son Patrick offers a different perspective. According to him, Wayne was actually an excellent horseman. This was evident during the filming of the 1971 movie Big Jake, where Wayne managed to stay on his horse even after it was startled during a chase scene. Patrick also shared a personal anecdote from the 1961 film The Comancheros. He struggled with horse riding, looking unskilled in an initial scene. Seeing this, John Wayne told him, "You're going to learn how to ride a horse," and took it upon himself to ensure his son mastered riding. Patrick's improvement was so notable that they reshot the earlier scene to match his later proficiency. This story not only highlights Wayne's skill, but also his commitment to authenticity in his films. John Wayne, the epitome of on-screen rugged masculinity, was surprisingly shy and somewhat clumsy around women off camera. Despite this, he navigated marriage 3 times and fathered 7 children. He first tied the knot with Josephine in 1933, resulting in a family of 4 children. However, this relationship unraveled by 1943 amid rumors of his affair with Marlene Dietrich, his co-star in Seven Sinners, The Spoilers, and Pittsburgh. The affair, which ignited soon after Dietrich reportedly demanded of her agent, "Daddy, get me that," is often attributed to her by most biographers. The liaison with Dietrich lasted around 3 years. After its end, Wayne's second marriage to Esperanza was plagued by jealousy and tumultuous disputes, exacerbated by his rumored affair with actress Gail Russell. The day his divorce from Esperanza was finalized in 1954, Wayne wasted no time marrying actress Pilar Palette, marking the start of another chapter in his complex personal life. This sequence of events paints a picture of a man whose off-screen life was as dramatic and turbulent as the roles he portrayed on the silver screen. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Before their separation in 1973, Wayne and his third wife, Pilar, welcomed 3 more children. Following the split, Wayne never remarried. He spent his final years with Pat Stacey, his secretary. During the intense years of World War II, from 1940 to 1945, John Wayne was featured in 7 war films. Although he had registered for military service, he received a 3A deferment citing family dependency as he was the sole provider for his family. Wayne had planned to make a few more movies before joining the service, partly to maintain his visibility in Hollywood. While he did anticipate eventually joining the war effort, he ultimately never served during the war. This aspect of his life underscores a complex interplay between his public image as a war hero on screen and his real-life status away from the battlefield. In 1942, Congress updated the Selective Service Act, granting deferrals to all married men, which included John Wayne. This exemption reportedly irked his friend and director John Ford. During the 1945 shoot of They Were Expendable for cheated Wayne Duca, "Can't you manage a salute? That at least looks like you've been in the service?" Infuriated by the comment, Weiner stormed off the set, a rare occurrence in his career. Wayne himself believed his presence in Hollywood was more beneficial to the war effort than serving overseas. Reflecting on his decision, he once mentioned to Ford's grandson Dan, "I felt it would be a waste of time to spend 2 years picking up cigarette butts. I thought I could do more for the war effort by staying in Hollywood." Despite these controversies, there were genuine attempts by Wayne to serve. A letter found in the National Archives shows that he applied to join the Office of Strategic Services. This aspect of his life was highlighted in the 2015 film Trumbo, where an exchange between characters underscored the ongoing debate about Wayne's wartime role. "Where did you serve again? Are you trying to say something?" "No, Duke, he wasn't." This dialogue captures the complex views surrounding Wayne's actions during the war. By 1948, at the age of 41, John Wayne faced a reality many middle-aged men encounter. He was losing his hair. From then on, he sported a toupee in his movies, though he sometimes appeared in public without it. He made a notable exception for his 1957 film The Wings of Eagles, choosing not to wear his wig. Wayne was quite candid about his use of a toupee. When a reporter questioned him about it, he humorously responded, "It's not phony, it's real hair. Of course it's not mine, but it's real." Interestingly, celebrity hairpieces can become highly valuable. In 2010, the toupee Wayne wore in the 1967 film El Dorado was auctioned for $1,244. Another of his wigs, found in 2013, sold for $6,250, along with its canvas block. In another aspect of his career, while filming The Conqueror in 1954, Wayne encountered a risky situation. The production was located in the Utah desert, only 100 miles from a Nevada atomic bomb testing site. Despite assurances from officials that fallout would not affect the set, a Geiger counter present was so active that Wayne suspected it was malfunctioning. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. At the time, no one realized the grave danger they were in, but everyone on the set of The Conqueror was exposed to radiation as fallout from nearby atomic bomb tests in Nevada drifted over the Utah filming location. This exposure eventually linked those affected in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. to the group now known as Downwinders. In 1964, John Wayne was diagnosed with cancer, resulting in the removal of a lung and some ribs. Wayne's battle with cancer ended in 1979 when he succumbed to stomach cancer. Tragically, his sons Michael and Patrick, who were also on the set, developed cancer as well, though they survived. By 1981, a shocking statistic emerged. 91 of the 220 cast and crew members from The Conqueror had developed cancer and 46 had died, including Wayne, the film's lead actress Susan Hayward, and director Dick Powell. This tragic outcome highlights the unforeseen and long-lasting impact of the film's production location near the atomic testing site. John Wayne maintained friendships with several US presidents throughout his life, including Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan. He was particularly supportive of Richard Nixon, actively campaigning for him in the 1960 presidential election. Despite his support for Nixon, Wayne was gracious in defeat. After John F. Kennedy won the election, Wayne sent him a telegram expressing his congratulations from the loyal opposition. Wayne's reaction to political events showed his fair-minded nature. He was deeply affected by Kennedy's assassination in 1963, sharing in the national mourning. Similarly, when Barry Goldwater, another friend of his, lost the 1964 election, Wayne accepted the outcome with grace. His political enthusiasm rekindled in 1968 when he again supported Nixon, who valued Wayne's appeal among blue-collar voters. Their friendship continued even as Nixon faced political turmoil. After Nixon's victory, they remained close, even through the Watergate scandal that led to Nixon's resignation in 1974. Reflecting on Nixon's handling of the situation, Wayne commented, "He probably should have just stood up at the very beginning and said, 'Anybody that's done something wrong, go to jail.' He didn't do it soon enough." This comment underscores Wayne's straightforward approach to personal integrity and accountability. In 1976, John Wayne delivered his final film performance in The Shootist, sharing the screen with Lauren Bacall and Ron Howard. The film poignantly mirrored his own life, portraying an aging Old West gunman grappling with a terminal cancer diagnosis. In the movie, Wayne's character, J.B. Brooks, decides to face death on his own terms, choosing a climactic gunfight as his exit. This role is celebrated by the John Wayne heritage as one of his finest. The film's line, "Most men, regardless of cause or need, aren't willing, and they blink an eye or draw a breath before they pull the trigger," resonated deeply. Given Wayne's own battle with cancer, this added a layer of authenticity and gravity to his performance, leading the public to speculate that he was still fighting the disease during the filming of The Shootist. John Wayne was visibly struggling during the filming of The Shootist, which led many to assume his cancer had returned. However, he had actually beaten the disease back in 1969. Despite this, the actor faced other health challenges during production. He was hospitalized with the severe flu but continued working with no intention of slowing down. At the time, he was also preparing for another project, Beau John, a light comedy set in the 1920s about a Kentucky family's patriarch. Unfortunately, Wayne's health deteriorated when his stomach cancer returned in January 1979, and he passed away later that year on June 11th. Decades after his death, Wayne's legacy faced scrutiny when a 1971 Playboy interview resurfaced, revealing controversial statements. "I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility. I don't believe in giving authority and positions of leadership and judgment to irresponsible people." In the interview, Wayne articulated beliefs about black people needing better educational opportunities. He argued that his generation was not responsible for the long-ago enslavement of African Americans, and justified the seizure of American land from indigenous people as a necessary act for survival. He stated, "I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from Native Americans. If that's what you're asking, our so-called stealing of this country from them was just a matter of survival. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves." I'm sad to see minorities make so much of themselves as a hyphenated American. He also expressed discontent with the concept of hyphenated American identities and criticized socialism, implying that government support for minority groups was unwarranted, saying, "You can't whine and bellyache because somebody else got a good break and you didn't, like these Indians are. We'll all be on a reservation soon if the socialists keep subsidizing groups like them with our tax money. There shouldn't be so much whining and bellyaching." These statements led to significant backlash, sparking debates about his legacy and even discussions about renaming John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California. The interview highlights the complexity of historical figures and the evolving societal standards by which they are judged. As we wrap up our exploration of John Wayne's multifaceted life, both on and off the silver screen, it's clear that his legacy is as complex as the characters he portrayed. From his iconic roles in westerns and war films to his controversial personal views and the health battles he faced, Wayne's story offers us valuable life lessons about resilience and the enduring impact of one's actions and words. Wayne's journey reminds us that while we may face challenges and controversies, how we respond to them defines our character more than the obstacles themselves. It also underscores the importance of confronting historical narratives and the perspectives we inherit, encouraging us to think critically about the past and its influence on the present. Now, we turn the discussion over to you. John Wayne believed that taking land from indigenous peoples was a necessary act of survival. Do you support this view? If yes, please comment yes. If not, please comment no. Let's engage in a thoughtful discussion about this complex aspect of history. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Iconic for more insightful dives into the lives of those who've shaped our culture and history. Your engagement helps us keep bringing content that enlightens and entertains. So hit that like button, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more stories that resonate through time. What other historical figures or events would you like us to explore next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below.
You've had a tough life. I read quite a bit about you, and do you have any scars anywhere? Have you been maimed in the years that you've bummed, as they say, bummed around?
This isn't always what makes a life tough.
Charles Bronson's daughter finally confirms what we thought all along. Beneath Charles Bronson's rugged exterior, a realm of startling revelations lurks, now affirmed by his daughter, validating our long-standing suspicions. Renowned for embodying formidable, unyielding personas, Bronson's fame was tinged with notions of arrogance and aggression. Yet a contentious whisper from his past persisted, its truth shrouded in mystery until now. Stay tuned as we delve into the authentic tale unveiled by his daughter's confirmation. In the shadows of Charles Bronson's past, a singular, harrowing detail emerges, shedding light on his formidable resilience. Born into the gritty life of Scooptown, Ehrenfeld, Pennsylvania, on November 3, 1921, Bronson's early years were marked by hardship. The 11th of 15 children to Lithuanian immigrants, he faced the cruel blow of losing his father at 10 to a miner's disease. Amidst financial despair, a poignant moment of his youth stands out. At just 6, the lack of means forced him into wearing his older sister's hand-me-down dress to school. Imagine the torment, the sheer indignity of it, etching a tale of struggle and survival into the fabric of his being. At 16, Charles Bronson plunged into the abyss of coal mines, each ton of coal wrested from the earth's grip for a mere $1. The work was merciless, a saga of toil he would recall with a bitter shudder. 6 years etched into his flesh, leaving his hands calloused, his body mapped with indelible scars. The endless, suffocating darkness of the mines haunted him, birthing relentless headaches and a claustrophobia that clung to his psyche. "I can still smell the coal in my nose," he'd whisper, a testament to the dread and hardship that never quite left him. In 1943, destiny drafted Charles Bronson into the army, yet myths later entwined his service with tales of aerial combat. The truth, unearthed by a diligent journalist, revealed Bronson's real wartime role. Gunner training in Arizona, days spent behind the wheel of a delivery truck. Post-war, Bronson's journey was a mosaic of odd jobs, from bricklaying and burger flipping to onion picking in New York. His path took a serendipitous turn in Atlantic City, where a chance encounter with Philadelphia actors unveiled his hidden talent in painting. Impressed by his artistic flair, they offered him not just a brush but a spotlight. a rare twist of fate that nudged him towards the unforeseen realms of acting. Bronson, initially drawn to the canvas, soon found a deeper love in the spotlight. In 1949, he journeyed to California, enrolling in the Pasadena Playhouse to master acting. It was there a 27-year-old Bronson captivated by the young Harriet Tendler, an aspiring actress of just 18. Their love swiftly culminated in marriage within the same year. With the grudging consent of her father, a successful Jewish dairy farmer, Tendler wed Bukinski, a Catholic and a former coal miner. Tendler supported them both, while she and Charlie pursued their acting dreams. On their first date, he had 4 cents in his pocket. As his career unfolded, Bronson's diverse roles from hardened men to spirited brawlers graced the screen. Yet, his unique demeanor and voice set him apart from the era's polished leads, making him more an outlier than the quintessential hero. In the shadows of Hollywood's glittering lights, he was barely a whisper. Known as Charles Binsky, his presence in cinema was overlooked, never headlining. But in 1954, a shift occurred with Drumbeat, and alongside Alan Ladd, Charles Binsky was reborn as Charles Bronson. This transformation was not merely artistic, but a survival tactic amidst the Red Scare, orchestrated by Senator Joseph R. McCarthy. Bronson, wary of his Eastern European namesake sounding too Russian amidst anti-communist hysteria, adopted a new identity. Thus, Charles Bronson emerged, a name destined to resonate through Hollywood's halls. Once Bronson's name wasn't linked with cinematic giants, his journey took a pivotal turn with Machine Gun Kelly, a film crafted on a meager budget in a mere 8 days of 1958. Fate intervened when Alain Delon, a luminary of French cinema, chanced upon this work and was captivated. He invited Mr. Bronson to France, leading him to star in Adieu l'ami. This role wasn't just another part. It catapulted him to stardom, marking Adieu l'ami as a monumental success throughout Europe, forever altering Bronson's destiny. His personal life parallels before we take a look at the revelation made by his daughter. In the midst of his cinematic journey, Bronson's life mirrored his on-screen roles in uncanny ways. While portraying Flight Lieutenant Danny Tunnel King Valinsky in The Great Escape, a character haunted by claustrophobia from tunneling to freedom, Bronson found an eerie resonance. His past, marred by the confinements of war and labor in the mines, had primed him with a similar dread of enclosed spaces. Beneath Bronson's formidable facade, the challenge of The Great Escape's tunnel scenes tested his resolve. Yet, amidst the grit and the grind, an unexpected plot twist unfolded. Enter Jill Ireland, a vision of loveliness and, inconveniently, Mrs. David McCallum. What began as playful banter between Bronson and McCallum, musing over the notion of marrying McCallum's wife, veered into the realm of reality. At the time, Bronson, who shared the screen with McCallum in The Great Escape, reportedly told him, "I'm going to marry your wife." The jest turned serious, and Bronson, true to his on-screen persona of defying the odds, made Ireland his own. As this off-screen drama played out, his first act with Harriet was drawing to a close, culminating in a 1965 divorce. By 1968, when Bronson and Ireland sealed their union, his reputation had already preceded him. The man known for his rugged roles on screen was now leading man in a real-life romance. People already knew him well. Despite the occasional lackluster script, Bronson's unwavering dedication to his craft never dimmed. His performances captivated audiences worldwide, igniting fervent admiration in Japan, France, and Italy, where he was affectionately dubbed Il Brutto, the ugly one. Yet, this moniker belied the complexity of the man. To Ireland, his allure was undeniable. She was drawn to the paradox within Bronson, a man who seamlessly blended raw toughness with unexpected gentleness. In her eyes, he transcended his on-screen persona, embodying a magnetic force that was impossible to resist. The name Charles Bronson carried with it whispers of violence, not just a portrayal on the silver screen, but an echo of his life beyond it. His countenance, marked by the passage of hard years, seemed to recount tales of struggle and conflict. In his youth, Bronson's encounters were fraught with intensity, from heated confrontations to an incident where his anger manifested physically, breaking a sergeant's arm. Even a creative disagreement with a director escalated, leaving the latter breathless. It was this aura of resilience and defiance woven through Bronson's very being that resonated with Michael Gordon Peterson, Britain's most infamous inmate. Seeking a name that encapsulated his own formidable presence within the prison walls, Peterson adopted Charles Bronson in 1987, a name that at the time symbolized an indomitable spirit and an enduring legacy of toughness. When Esquire magazine quoted Bronson saying he'd take down anyone who dared to harm his family, it stirred up quite a fuss. But remember that Bronson's journey through life and his path to fame were deeply marked by early hardships and a relentless struggle for recognition. A 1973 newspaper profile painted a picture of a man wrestling with his own success. So introverted and shy was Bronson that he couldn't bear to watch his own films. Described as wary, grudge-bearing, and interview-averse, he guarded his privacy fiercely, scarcely believing his own rise to stardom. His ascent was tinged with bitterness, remembering the years of being overlooked in the US, to the extent that he later refused to collaborate with a renowned director who had once dismissed him. Roger Ebert in 1974 observed Bronson as a man of few words, someone who preferred to keep his thoughts on his craft to himself, offering no elaboration or theories about his work. Ebert recounted how Bronson had once expressed a desire to confront Time magazine critic Jay Cox over a review that felt like a personal slight. Bronson's on-screen portrayal of violence seemed not just an act, but a reflection of the man himself, setting him apart from others who left the violence on screen. This complexity of character, where the lines between the person and the persona blurred, added a layer of intrigue and depth to Bronson, making his legacy one not just of fame but of a profound human experience. In Walter Hill's Hard Times, Charles Bronson took on the role of a stoic boxer battling through the Great Depression with his real-life wife, Jill Ireland, by his side. Hill often spoke of Bronson's formidable physical condition, a stark contrast to his age, though it was somewhat diminished by his smoking. The film's production saw moments of strain, particularly concerning the portrayal of Ireland's character. Yet Hill and Bronson found a way back to mutual respect, a testament to Bronson's complex nature. Sean Penn, directing The Indian Runner, encountered Bronson's deep connection to his roles. Bronson harbored a strong aversion to his character's demise, driven by a concern for his loyal Italian audience. This protective stance over his on-screen fate revealed not just an actor's preference but a profound understanding of the bond between performer and spectator, showcasing Bronson's dedication to his craft and his fans. Charles Bronson's persona, both on and off the screen, was a complex tapestry woven with toughness and vulnerability. Beyond the rugged exterior and the tales of a hard-lived past, Bronson harbored private fears and habits that painted a more intricate picture of the man. Contrary to being perceived as aloof and not engaging in handshakes, Bronson was actually guarding against illness, a cautious step, to avoid germs that hinted at a deeper concern for his health, possibly even a touch of OCD. But his apprehensions didn't stop there. Bronson carried a significant fear of fire throughout his life, a phobia that influenced more than just his personal safety measures. It seeped into his artistic expression, where he found solace and a means to articulate a different side of himself. Bronson chose to speak of his paintings rather than his cinematic achievements, seeking to be recognized for his artistry rather than his celebrity. Remarkably, he painted under his birth name Binsky, a deliberate move to ensure his art was appreciated for its intrinsic value, not his fame. This decision underscored a profound humility and integrity, revealing that his works on canvas, much like his roles on film, stood compellingly on their own merit. Delve into the softer side of Charles Bronson through a touching anecdote involving a young Kurt Russell. At the tender age of 12, Russell shared the screen with Bronson and, learning of his co-star's birthday, gifted him a remote-controlled car. This gesture unveiled the warmth and receptivity lying beneath Bronson's rugged facade, illustrating his openness to genuine connections and the simple joys of life. Bronson's journey was marked by profound emotion and resilience in the face of adversity. The loss of his second wife was a significant blow, yet, demonstrating his indomitable spirit, he found love once more with Kim Michelle Weeks, a testament to his ability to open his heart despite previous heredity. Throughout his life, Bronson faced health challenges, including a hip replacement, which ultimately led him to step away from the limelight and retire. His passing in 2003 at the age of 81 was a loss felt by many, marking the end of an era for a man whose life was as layered and compelling off-screen as it was on. Among the wealth and accolades, Bronson's true legacy was intangible and deeply personal. The painting, Scoop Town, held by Harriet, was more than just art. It was a fragment of Bronson's soul, a vivid reminder of his origins and the enduring memories of a life lived fully. This piece, emblematic of his journey from humble beginnings to stardom, remained his most cherished possession, symbolizing the essence of Charles Bronson, a man of complexity, depth, and an unbreakable connection to his roots. Charles Bronson's life story transcends the narrative of mere toughness to reveal underlying layers of love and humanity, illustrating that even the most stoic figures have a capacity for deep emotional connections. It's a poignant reminder of the complex tapestry that defines each of our lives. As we reflect on Bronson's legacy, it prompts us to ponder our own. What impact do we wish to have? Which values and memories will stand as the pillars of our legacy? Charles Bronson's life story transcends the narrative of mere toughness to reveal underlying layers of love and humanity, illustrating that even the most stoic figures have a capacity for deep emotional connections. It's a poignant reminder of the complex tapestry that defines each of our lives. As we reflect on Bronson's legacy, it prompts us to ponder our own. What impact do we wish to have? Which values and memories will stand as the pillars of our legacy? We invite you to share your thoughts and aspirations with us. How do you envision your mark on the world, and what meaningful experiences do you hope will define your journey? Engage with us by commenting below. Choose 9 if this story has resonated with you, or see through if it hasn't met your expectations. Remember, your insights and feedback are invaluable as we continue to explore and share more stories that delve into the essence of humanity.